So good. Right, here we have it, the Jaclyn Hill 2 palette, and we are using the Morphe Jeffree Star collab makeup brushes. This one is JS5. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take the shade Tipsy Girl and kind of blend it upwards to our outer crease. What we want to do is create a glow. Go ahead and take the JS8 brush and blend out the edges and apply more color with the JS5 if needed. Just lightly buffing out the edges. Dab if you need to, but just really lightly. Don't move too much of the pigment around, because this is really pigmented formula. And then with that same brush you kind of edged out, grab some of the shade Certified. Just dusting it right along the brow bone. Right where you blended out the edges. Because I don't want this eye look to end up too dark, because I'm not sure whether or not I want to use black liquid liner or just finish off the look more of a smoky. Generally when I use these eyeshadow shields, I don't decide to use winged liner because the eyeshadow shield creates such a sharp edge with the eyeshadow anyway, being this stuff is so pigmented. So let's see what the vibes are whenever we get towards the end of our eye look. So after Tipsy Girl and the shade Certified, blending those two out and kind of creating a puffy pink cloud, go ahead and take the bright purple shade Therapy Sesh and blend it right below where the darkest pigment starts on your current Tipsy Girl shade. Doing that, I'm going to go ahead and use the makeup brush JS6. Remember, you don't want the colors to bleed together, so just really lightly. Taking the JS5 brush, the one that still has the Tipsy Girl shade on it, and blend right above where you put the shade Therapy Sesh. We're going to take the shade Not My Journey on the JS12 brush and go right in the crease. I'm taking my blending brush and taking the shade Certified, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend out really lightly, kind of all over the lid. Kind of like that. And so I think today, because we are going so vibrant with the eye look, I think what we're going to go ahead and do is a smoky purple pink look. So that will end up being what the look ends up being today. Maybe a little bit of shimmer, maybe even a glitter liner. I'm not sure yet, but I'm opting out for the winged liner at this point. In making that decision, we're gonna go grab a little bit more of Not My Journey and just a touch of Lolly Mama. Don't forget to dust off the excess, because the last thing you want to do is deposit too much pigment onto your eye and have it start looking cakey. I'm just going to move right on down to the lid itself. Taking a little bit of shade of Not My Journey right on the lid, just nice and pigmented. Blending out with the JS6 brush. So before I get started on anything else with my eyes, I like to pop on a liner on my bottom waterline, if I do decide to, in which today I am. So I'm going to pop this down on my waterline. It's kind of like a white pink pastel shade, super pretty and super eye brightening. It's so smooth, I love it. I fell in love with this when looking for like a white pencil. See the difference there? So it's definitely eye brightening. So I'm going to apply some of that. Then I am going to, after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the shade Temptress, just a dab, and darken up my outer corners of this eye makeup look just a little bit. And just go right on the inner corner. Doing this creates depth to the eye look. A little goes a long way. Going to go ahead and throw a little bit of primer down, only because I have added so much pigment. I don't want my shimmer shades not to stick. Just right on the lid. Giving something the shimmer shadows can stick to without fail. You've learned my lesson a time or two using shimmer shades. All right, so we've got a little bit of primer down on the eyelids. We're gonna go ahead and grab the shade Good Place. Or your finger. But we'll just use a flat brush for... So on one side of the brush, because we're running out of makeup brushes here, on one side of the brush we're gonna use the on one side of the brush we'll use the shade Good Place. And then on the other side of the brush we're gonna use the shade In It. Right where the black meets the purple, that's where you're going to throw the shade Good Place. We're going to use the other side of the brush, grab some of the shade I'm In It. This one's like an iridescent white with purple pink flecks in there. It's really pretty and it complements the shade Good plays it very well. So it helps brighten the eye look. Taking a little bit of the shade Not My Journey in Therapy Sesh, I'm going to go ahead and dust it along my bottom lash line, not touching the faux whites liner that I had put on previously by NYX Cosmetics. Eyeshadow meets eyeshadow for a nice blend. Okay, so at this point you would add more white liner should you choose to kind of make it more pigmented. Okay, so we're almost done. Next we're going to go ahead and just take a little bit, just a little line of black liner. Adding that black liquid liner right on the waterline and the upper lash definitely helps out. It helps make the look a little bit more dramatic and helps clean everything up. Alright guys, time for lashes. So generally you want to wait till they get nice and tacky. So about 30 seconds, and then I'm just going to set them right on top of where I set the liquid matte liner on my eye. Kind of like that. Try not to blink too much, that way the glue doesn't move should it be just a little bit wet through. Get any random cat hairs out. And then you just kind of press in with your lash applicators. Lashes applied. I'm going to go ahead and pop off really quick, do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the final look. I ended up using the Kylie Cosmetics and the Jeffree Star shade in Mannequin on my lips. I am obsessed with the formula, everything with this lippy. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you guys next week with a new eye look. Feel free to leave any questions or comments down below.